Hello again to the 3 people watching my channel. Today I'm testing the classic Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare on real hardware on Xbox 360. We're playing classic team deathmatch on the map Showdown, and I will be using the MP5 with a red dot better timeline handgun for the secondary, since it increases the ammo of the MP5, and for the perks I will be using stopping power and deep impact, which are objectively the best perks for this weapon, and RPG-7 just in case. Now, a few years ago it was impossible to find lobbies on this game. The matchmaking system was completely broken for Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 5, Modern Warfare 2 and 3. However, it turns out there is a god out there, and Microsoft fixed the servers, so now you can finally find matches right away. They also made a DLC pack for this game available for free. So I suppose if you want to return to Call of Duty 4 in 2026, now is the right time to do so. I managed to find a lobby right away, although it kind of depends on the time of the day. For example, throughout the week you will find lobbies mostly in the evening and only on TDM and Domination, but in weekends you'll be able to find matches right away at any time of the day. Now on PC there are a lot of populated servers out there. The update it comes with on the Steam version is not that populated, so I suggest installing the Code 4X patch, and then you'll be able to find a lot of servers. Just be careful to filter them properly if you want the vanilla servers, since the vast majority of them are either modded servers or RO2, which stands from Reign of the Undead, which is basically a zombies mod. And I mean, like, I don't really mind the games of zombies here and there, but the other modded servers with high jump and other crazy shit are way over the top, so for vanilla experience just try to disable the mods in the server browser's filter and you will be good. As for PS3, I don't know, I don't own a PlayStation, but I suppose it's similar to Xbox 360. This game is also backwards compatible, so you'll be able to play it on Xbox One and Xbox Series X without any problems as well. I looked around on YouTube and I didn't see many people talking about this game in 2026, which is a shame, to be honest. This game is where everything started, and if the rumors are true, although in my opinion is quite unlikely, and the classic Call of Duty titles will be added on Game Pass, then I guess people should be talking more about this game. And now of course I don't really have an audience, so my channel is irrelevant, but at least I'm doing my part in revisiting this masterpiece in 2026 and see what's going on. And in the unlikely event this game will come on Game Pass, that will be a game changer, and the influx of noobs will revitalize the community to such an extent that I think nobody's gonna play the modern slow wargaming nowadays in the latest Call of Duty iterations. This game defined entire generations, so I think it is reasonable to assume that many OG players as well as noobs will start playing this game instead, which is, light years ahead in terms of everything compared to the latest cringe of Call of Duty. But I digress again, that's just pure speculation on the future. What's important now is how playable this game is in 2026, and as you can see it is very playable. Now the question still remains, is it still worth playing? And I suppose that question must be rhetorical. Of course, it's still worth playing. This is Call of Duty 4 after all, this by itself makes it worth playing. While my first Call of Duty ever was a cracked version of Call of Duty 2 in 2007, I must tell you that my first Call of Duty which I played for real was Call of Duty 4. I got it with my first Xbox 360 in April 2008 for my birthday. At that time I was already begging my parents for a 360 for months, and when I finally turned 12, they decided to get me a 360 for my birthday and the game, which was Call of Duty 4. And man, I can't even describe you how excited I was. I already played the demo for the campaign on the PC and I simply fell in love with this game. It felt so new and next gen, and the graphics were so good, but also quite intensive, even though I played it on a relatively good for that time Nvidia GeForce 7600 GT, I believe. I still couldn't get more than 50 FPS with the game maxed out. And I really wanted to know the story of this game and finish the full campaign, and after a few failed attempts to get my hands on a cracked version on PC that would actually work, I got the 360 version which will run at a constant 60 FPS, and I was so happy to finally be able to play the full campaign. Then of course I jumped straight into the multiplayer, and the rest is history. I mean, I wasted so many hours on that game, you have no idea. I also played it on PC for quite a while on private servers, and by the time Call of Duty 5 World at War was released, well, I didn't pay too much attention to that game. I mean, I still played it here and there, but my main game at that time was still Call of Duty 4. I love the PC version of COD 4 because of one particular server. I forgot the name of it, but most likely it's gone since many years ago. But there I met a lot of friends, and we would end up talking about lots of topics like, life and stuff like that. But I actually played it on the 360 as well, so it depended on my mood on that day. Now the next game I'm gonna test will be Call of Duty Ghosts. That will probably be the last one since I already tested most classic Call of Duty games. I'm skeptical about that one. I mean, most likely it's either dead or filled with hackers. I know for a fact Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is destroyed. That game is gone. You can't find a normal game anymore, at least not on the 360 or PC. I mean, that's why I'm literally praying they will bring them on Game Pass and finally get rid of hackers on those old games. That's the only hope I have, since if they bring them on Game Pass, they will be somewhat forced, you know, by the influx of new players to patch them and ban the hackers. They actually patched BO1 a few years ago. They removed the theater mode and somehow stopped them from using aimbot and stuff like that. But then after a few days they patched it again and brought back the theater mode, and since then that game is completely dead, which is sad, you know, if you think about it. But enough pessimism, I guess. We can't do anything about it right now, so we should focus on the match instead. As you can see, we're approaching the end. We got quite a lot of points, but unfortunately I didn't manage to get any kind of crazy kills. But I don't think that is important. The main reason for making this video is for, you know, the purpose of testing this game. And I believe now you got your answer. Yes, this game is very playable in 2026, and I do recommend you paying it a visit on the 360 or PC. Now, I guess that's all for the video. This was the original Call of Duty 4 in 2026 on Xbox 360, playing Classic Team Deathmatch on the map Showdown. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later.